Thank you for joining us on Focus on Africa from BBC World News. Ethiopia's Prime Minister has announced that political prisoners will be released in order, in his words, to foster national reconciliation. Haile Mariam Desalegn added that politicians currently under prosecution and those previously sentenced will either have their cases annulled or be pardoned. The Prime Minister also announced the closure of a notorious prison, Maekelawi, which rights groups say has been used for illegal interrogation methods. A lot of people were arrested in the wake of 2016 protests. And the question now is how many people this announcement refers to. Sedale Lema is the editor of the Addis Standard magazine, and she joins me now live. What numbers are we talking about here?
Well, if we don't go by the government's numbers, we're talking about currently more than 1,000, and these are people who are charged under the anti-terrorism proclamation that are considered to be, by and large, political prisoners. Of course, there could be others as well that are being charged under criminal penal code of the country that could as well be under the category of political prisoners. But the question here is, would the government admit that these are, as the rest of the world believes, and as we believe as well as the media, these are political prisoners? So if we go by our definition, the media, those people who are monitoring these events, we're talking about more than 1,000 people currently being prosecuted under the anti-terrorism proclamation of the 2009 law.
So, Daayo, are you surprised that the government actually said they do have political prisoners? And does this announcement also include some of the high-profile politicians who are currently in prison?
To answer your first question, I think the government is rescinding this statement that says political prisoners, and they are saying we're only saying politician prisoners and not political prisoners. And the Office of the Prime Minister has been deleting some of the tweets that they were live sending in the morning, sending signals of confusion already. And they're releasing a video statement now in which the Prime Minister is saying politician prisoners and others. So they're not admitting that they do have political prisoners. They are just pushing back. I think they were overwhelmed by the response from the rest of the world. So they don't admit at all that they do have political prisoners. This, of course, is contrary to what we all believe, what we know, what the rest of the world that follows Ethiopia knows. So it's their word against almost everybody that knows Ethiopia and
right.
its culture of imprisoning people.
What do you make of the idea that this should foster national dialogue?
I think they are trying to grab what is missing. This is coming from a party that thrives by eliminating any form of dissent, any form of alternative political ideas in the country. This is a huge step, of course, and it does because the people that they do have behind bars today are not just ordinary people. If we talk about Bakele Gerba or Merera Gudina or others from the Amhara regional state, these are not ordinary people. These are people who aspire to sort of diversify the political space in the country and who aspire for peaceful political struggle and who do shape a lot of opinions in their own way. So this is a huge, if they release them, it will have an impact because they will be joining their political struggle and they will give a boost to the opposition political space.
I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there for now. We really pushed for time. Sedale Lema there, the editor of the Addis Standard magazine.